This is Goals with Soul, the podcast for visionary coaches and entrepreneurs, building your business with inspired action. In alignment with your mission and authentic message, so you can create impact for your soul clients and feel lit up every day. I'm your host, Jo Ingram, married mum of 3 daughters from London and a former ad agency director turned business coach and strategist. In Goals with Soul, we blend revenue generation with energetics, marketing strategies with pranic healing, and ambitious business goals with our soul's desires. If you're looking to build your business with less efforting and more ease, this is the podcast for you. Let's dive in. Welcome to Goals with Soul. I'm Joanna Ingram, and today we're diving into the second part of how to energetically attract premium clients. If you haven't already listened to the last episode on this subject, tune into that either now or after this episode. It doesn't necessarily matter which order you listen to them in, as much as dialing in both pieces of advice, because if there is a disconnect between you as an established coach or healer who wants to attract higher level premium clients, then you're going to need to understand both the energetic principles, both in what I would consider the 5D and the 3D, to put that in another way, in the energetic way and the practical way. So you'll know if you're at the stage where you're ready to attract your high level premium clients, to take it up a notch from the type of clients that you've worked with to date. And you'll know that because you'll have started to recognize a real discrepancy between your most empowered, elevated clients and those that may not be ready for your work at the moment. And when you try and sign them up, you see that it requires a lot of effort to get them to work with you because they know that they need help in most cases, but they really doubt investing in themselves. They're worried about failing. They don't have those high levels of self-trust. They don't believe that they'll necessarily implement or take the actions. And ultimately, they're not seeing themselves with the outcome yet, even though they may resonate with the struggles as you articulate them. So of course, what happens, they show up usually with money objections, and then they don't, even if they say yes, they then don't create the space and the momentum to properly follow your process and actually get the outcome. And I was working with a client just the other day, and one of the things she was saying was that she felt so despondent because she was working with clients who weren't quite ready for her work. And although she gave it her all, and in many cases they're very appreciative and recognized how much energy and effort she provided and that she is indeed a specialist in her area, they weren't getting amazing outcomes. And it was frustrating for her because she knows that when she works with really empowered clients, the level of results they get are just insane. And of course, those are the results that make us feel so excited by our process. And of course, from a business perspective, they are really, really useful because they are those shining testimonials. And they give us the confidence to be able to say, yeah, if you work with me, this is what's possible. So of course, conversely, if you're working with clients who are just not getting that level of outcome, it's not making us feel really energized about our own business. And indeed, these signs are the ones that you are ready now to say, well, exactly how or what is it that I need to do to attract more frequently those high level empowered clients that I'm going to love to work with and are going to get those amazing results. And they're the ones that are ready for change and they jump into your offers with excitement and energy. You know, if you look back on the testimonials you valued most, it's those people, the ones that are just so memorable. You've loved doing the work with them. So here's the big question. How do you create marketing that attracts more of the clients you want to work with and less of the ones who drain you? So in the previous episode, I explained the energetic shift that you have to make behind the scenes in your business if you want to be at the frequency to sign the premium clients that you want to work with. But the second, just as critical component is the one we're going to turn our attention to now, which is how to market your transformational work in your content, in the ways at which you communicate with your audience and your prospective clients. Because, of course, marketing is simply a transmission of your energy put into words. But that doesn't mean the words don't count. Not at all. The words matter a lot. When my clients ask me why they consistently attract clients who resist change, one of the first things I do is assess what they say on their website, in their social media, what they're saying in their emails. In fact, I do that even if somebody books a discovery call with me, which is why I always ask, what are your social places? Give me your website, because I go and take a look. It gives me a really clear idea. I'm really attuned to noticing really quickly the ways in which they might be using their words that mean they're attracting clients they don't want to call in and not enough of the clients that they most want to work with. They can be really subtle ways. I notice that they could be calling to clients who are stuck in identifying with their struggle rather than to those of that hell yes, ready for change energy. So what they're doing is they're unknowingly marketing to those on these lower levels of the scale of marketing consciousness. That's those people who embody the reactive and willful frequencies. Now, if you want to know more about the scale of marketing consciousness, I go into a lot of detail about this in my free masterclass. It's on Evergreen. You can watch it whenever you want, and I'm going to put the link in the show notes. The masterclass goes into a lot of detail about specifically how to use your energy as well as your words. So if you're inspired by what you're hearing here on this podcast episode and you want to hear about it in a bit more detail with a few more perspectives, head on over to the link in the show notes and click on the link to download the masterclass. Now, getting back to it, let's think about people that are in a reactive and willful frequency. They're really attuned to lack messaging and scarcity tactics. And what's happening is they're instantly engaged when you amplify their struggles in your content. And that's why they're attracted to you, because when you're talking about their struggles, that's what they're identifying with. They're stuck in it. If you go further and you agitate their struggles, you keep going on about how difficult it is. And like, no shame here. This is something I did for a really long time, because so many messaging or business coaches or gurus in our industry really show and model this behavior of droning on. It's so painful, and what would it look like in 12 months if you don't make this change, and you're so stuck, and the heavy energy just thinking about it. And it's no surprise that anybody that you attract using this kind of messaging and this kind of content would show up and waste your time on discovery calls that go nowhere, just go round and round, never really getting to the point where you can use your transformative gifts to help them get the outcome they want. Now, plenty of people, like I mentioned, in our industry make a fortune selling at these lower levels of marketing consciousness. And they're using FOMO, they're using false scarcity, all those click funnel type things. But is this the way that you want to attract your clients? Because I'm willing to bet, because you're here, because you're resonating with me, that you like to work with your clients in a much deeper, more intimate way. The transformations you create go far, far beyond simply downloading a $27 swipe file or whatever thing that you might get on a bit of clickbait. What we're doing here is, raising the level of consciousness. So you are not one of these people that wants to attract someone that's in a reactive or willful frequency, because you're coming from a place of integrity and you like values-based marketing. So how do we, in that frequency, attract premium heart-led clients? Now, these folks, these elevated folks, are on higher frequencies. In that framework that I mentioned earlier, that's in my masterclass, the scale of marketing consciousness, they're the people with intellectual or intuitive levels of consciousness. Even those words make you think, yeah, they're the kind of people I want to work with, because that's the kind of person I am. Now, they respond to authentic messaging. That's messaging that conveys expertise and trust, and words that reflect a deep understanding of the result that you see in their future. Now, I cover this in the authority pillar of my RAD3 value messaging system, which is also in my masterclass, because here's where we teach the how. This is how you literally leverage the transformative power of your work so you can articulate the value in your offer. So then your perfect premium clients will invest time, money, and energy. And they respond yes with both their heart and their mind. And they're the ones that jump on a call with you and they'll say things like, I just know I got to work with you. That kind of response comes because you've already done the heavy lifting in your messaging before you even meet. And you call to what it is that they most desire in their future, and you're using language really carefully, and you're pairing energetics and languaging, that 3D and 5D, that ability to reach them on an intellectual and intuitive level, so they understand the value of working with you. And why I describe them as premium, because premium are people that are ready to do the work. They're in a high frequency, because when you work with them, you adore every minute of it and you are energized, not drained. So these clients, of course, will pay more, but that's a side effect. The real value here is being able to attract clients that you most want to work with and deliver the work that creates the most impact. And yes, by association, an overflow of income will be the next step in your business too. So if you want to work with me to elevate your messaging and content to attract these premium clients, I'm going to share an invitation to work with me. The link is in the show notes, or you can go straight to joannaingram.link/invitation, and you can learn more about my 4-week intensive or my longer term work and find out whether you're a good fit for us to work together. And so until next time, have an inspired action week. Take care. Bye now.